First Lady Tonette Walker says she'd like to see everyone in the state trained in trauma-informed care.
She's taking renewed focus on the issue as advocates take the training into the community. Political reporter Jessica Arp is here to explain tonight. Jess?
Well, yeah, trauma-informed care actually means letting what you learn about the background of others inform how you speak, treat, and care for that person in all avenues of their life. It's a cause the First Lady of Wisconsin and others with very personal stories say should also affect public policy.
I consider myself a psychiatric survivor. So I was diagnosed young with bipolar disorder, grew up in a dysfunctional household, was a heroin addict by the time I was in my 20s.
Paula Beege's story is meant to make an impact.
You know, I knew what my normal was. I didn't know other families didn't live like we did.
She's sharing it with this group of UW Health trauma nurses to teach them about a shift in care, focusing on how what is in a person's background, especially a child's, can change their brain and may be the reason for illness and choices later in life.
To say now to my primary care, here's what happened to me, here's why I don't trust people, and to have her say in response, I'm sorry that happened to you, and I'm really glad you're here, was incredibly moving, made me feel safe.
So our goal is that everyone in Wisconsin, whether you're the bus driver or the superintendent of schools, knows about trauma-informed care.
It's an approach Tonette Walker learned about upon becoming First Lady and is the goal of fostering futures, which she spoke about at this year's State of the State address.
Shifting to trauma-informed perspective gives us access to more tools for success and better outcomes.
The best part of being at the State of the State and talking was there was someone on the left who jumped out of his seat, threw his arms up to the air and said, yes. And I'm like, I just stood there for a second and thought, yeah, I don't care where you're sitting. This is bigger than that.
But while Democrats have cheered this initiative, they've panned a plan from Governor Scott Walker to drug test for public benefits like food stamps, saying it would punish those with addiction issues. We asked the First Lady how these two issues may align.
When I read about it and listen to myself, it's not that we're drug testing people and then saying, oh, you don't. You go to that line, you get no assistance now. What we're saying is you get more assistance, you get more help. We try to understand, hear your story, try to understand it, and try to give you more help is what I hear, but that doesn't mean everybody hears that.
What Paula Beege hears is that trauma-informed care would make that process look different.
I would love for that to involve trauma-informed care, because simply penalizing people for the coping strategies that they're using for whatever's happened to them isn't going to help us in the long run.
And what she and Mrs. Walker say will help is for all of us to simply spend more time listening.
And it isn't about blame and shame. We shouldn't be shamed or judged. We don't need to do that to people. We could think about all of it from a human experience standpoint.
Now, the current state budget proposal has about $1 million in it for trauma-informed care initiatives. Tonette Walker also told us today that while Governor Walker often jokes that she doesn't want him to run for governor for additional terms, her passion for this program, she says, does make her willing to want to potentially have him run again in 2018.
Does my persuader. Jessica Arp reporting tonight. Jess, thank you.